Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Anizi with What If Naruto Was Arceus' Jinchuriki Part 2. So guys, we last left off on Naruto being born, and then we saw his life, and then we saw Yariko saving Naruto from Kizashi Hirano aka Sakura the Trash's dad. Naruto then met Arceus, and then we saw Yariko massacring the village council for ordering Naruto's death. So guys, let's get started. The village was now under distress. Several council members have defected from the village and were dead. There was a rumor going around that Hyuga had started that the council had been disbanded because they were planning to defect from the village and have been giving village secrets. But unknown to the village, Hyuga said this because he did not want to panic that the council were killed off. So he brought them out to be monsters who tried to defect. We now go to Naruto's point of view. Naruto's eyes opened as he was smelling something nice. He goes and takes a shower, brushes his teeth and heads down. When he heads down, he sees Yariko, who kisses him and leads him to the kitchen. Naruto's eyes then bulges out. What he sees was steak, ramen and lots of dessert. Yariko-chan, how did you manage to make this? How can you afford this? I don't have that kind of money, Naruto says. Darling, don't worry about it. I got this legit. That's all you need to know, she says. Naruto then hugs her. I'd never eaten this much food before. Thanks, Yariko-chan, Naruto says. My darling, just thank me. I made him happy, Yariko says, in a low voice so Naruto couldn't hear, but they blushed on her face. Yariko-chan, I need to go to academy, Naruto says. Yariko got angry, but quickly hid it as she handed him a packed lunch as Naruto leaves, thanking her. That damn academy forcing me to be apart from my darling, Naruto. Perhaps I should bow up. No, people would then blame my darling because they don't like him, and I don't want my darling to be sad or have any problems because I got too impatient, he says. Naruto goes to the academy. There was a test for him, so he had to go early or else they'll fail him. Naruto's walking when he saw Jiraiya, Mito and Memma come up. Mito comes up to Naruto and hugs him. Big brother, are you ready for the test, she says. Yeah, Naruto says. Mito, don't talk to that disgrace. We're the child of prophecy. We shouldn't be seen with such nothingness. This is only a demon, Memma says. Shut up, Memma. You're always jealous that mom and dad loved him more than you and gave him everything that they owned. The Namikaze and Uzumaki clan head status goes to him, not to you. You were disowned, she says, as Memma began charging at Naruto, only for Jiraiya to stop him. Stop causing a scene. Keep your emotions in check. It's unbecoming of the child of prophecy, Jiraiya says. And you, Naruto, you should give your clan head status to Memma, especially since he's the child of prophecy and will save the world. And stop making Mito and him fight. The childs of prophecy need to be aligned if the world is to be saved, Jiraiya says, as everyone cheers and agrees apart from Mito. No, mom and dad gave me the clan head status, not to Memma. No wonder why you're so sad and miserable in your life. Your student became more successful than you, while you stayed in the shadows. You always took the person with the most talent and leeched onto them like leeches. Let me tell you something. My father, who was a high jonin before he even met you, Jiraiya, and then you heard of prophecy, you tried to train him, but he turned out he wasn't a child of prophecy, but he still became Hokage, so you leeched off his reputation. And now you think that the child of prophecy is either Memma or Mito, and you try to leech off them. No wonder Tsunade doesn't like you and never will. You're just the pervert who needed others to build your reputation, just like you needed Orochimaru and Tsunade to get known, who carried you all the way, you dirty dead last. And then you need my father to help keep your reputation. That's why you took him in. And finally, you the only reason you're known is because of the toads. Without them, you'll be nothing but a low jonin. So don't talk about my mother and father, and don't talk about me, you filthy traitorous trash. At least I'm from a clan, a powerful clan, unlike you, you unknown bastard, Naruto says, walking as Mito walks with him, but stops. I hate you, perverted bastard. You always hurt my big brother Sama, Mito says, as she runs and hugs Naruto. Don't worry, big brother. If they don't want to be your friends, I'll be your friend, Mito says. The class was doing a Taijutsu test as Mito had beaten up Sasuke, and now it was final fight between Memma and Naruto. Demon, you talked big shit to Jiraiya. Let's see if you can back it, Memma says. Let's see what the student of the Toad Sanin, the worthless Sanin, can do, Naruto says. Naruto, use my plates. Show him that we are the strongest of the Jinchurikis, Arceus says. Naruto then has 5 plates appear around him. This represented fire, water, electric, ground and flying, counter to the 5 basic elements, aka the only elements that Memma can use. as a golden glow appeared around Naruto and the plates. What's that meant to do? Memma says, laughing, as everybody starts laughing, as then Memma made some hand signs. Fireball jutsu, Memma says, firing a huge fireball 2 times bigger than Sasuke's, and sent it towards Naruto, who just stood there. Suddenly the fire was absorbed into the plates. How did you do that? Memma asked, as the bastard charged towards Naruto with a punch. Fire spin, Naruto says, just as Memma was about to connect. As he created a fire tornado, as Memma went into the fire tornado, and when he came out, he was burnt all over. His head was still spinning. Multiple fire punches, Naruto yelled, as Naruto got close, dodging Memma's desperate punches to get him away from Memma, as Naruto then started to connect his own fire punches, aiming for the burn marks, making Memma yell out in pain as he was bleeding out of all of his burn marks. How dare you hurt me, demon? I'm the child of prophecy. You're a waste of space. I should have been the clan head, but mum and dad chose you, the failure, the weakling. Who are you to beat me? You're nothing, you have no fighting skills, nobody likes you, Memma yells as his eyes turned red and a red fox aura appeared around him. Memma then heard a voice in his head. It was the Nine-Tails telling him, I don't like you, Memma, but show that boy who the alpha jinchuriki is. Memma charged at incredible speed, landing a hit on Naruto, sending Naruto flying as he speeds up and jumps and then lands on Naruto's stomach, sending Naruto crashing into the ground. Naruto came out a bit bloody. Ha ha ha, demon, this is my power. I'm the strongest, the best, Memma says. Back at Naruto's house, Yariko felt like killing that bastard Memma for some reason, as she was sharpening her blade. Back to the fight. Naruto struggles to get up. He had never trained before, those moves came to him instinctively when unlocking the plates. Naruto, I'm sending you more of my power. You'll be able to use more powerful of the Pokemon attacks, Arceus says, as a golden glow turned into a mini Arceus, healing all of Naruto's injuries instantly, as Naruto got the power equivalent to a full Kurama at 5 tails. Kurama, seeing this, sent enough power, aka 7 tails worth of chakra, into Memma, since this Kurama was still half Kurama. This is insane, Uruka-sensei. You have to stop this. Memma's going too far, Mito says. I can't. Jiraiya-sama gave me the order not to stop the fight, and even if I had the orders to stop the fight, I can't. They're too strong, Iruka says, getting angry at Memma for using his demonic power. Now the entire class was terrified of these 2 titans that were battling it out. Naruto gained 2 more plates, the normal and the psychic plate. Naruto then rushes off with extreme speed and then changes straight into fusion flare, striking Memma, as Memma used both his arms to stop it, but Naruto shifted his weight towards one side, aka Memma's left side, burning Memma's whole left arm and left side of his body, leaving his body severely burnt, as Naruto then charged a hyper beam when Memma got sent flying back towards the ground, as where Memma was about to land, as Memma was caught in the explosion radius, as blood started to pour out of him as he fell down and was knocked out. The Nine-Tails started healing Memma. Winner, Naruto says. Cheater, Sakura yelled. Yeah, he can't beat my boyfriend, Hinata yells. How can that loser beat his son, his apprentice, Ino says. Shut up, class. Naruto won fair and square. It was Memma who cheated using the Nine-Tails chakra. Stop bullying my big bro, Mito says. Oh, shut up, Mito. All you're good for is breeding, Kiba says, as Naruto uses extreme speed in front of Kiba and thunder punched him, proceeding to fire punch him repeatedly. Never talk about my sister like that again, you stupid dog, Naruto says. I'll report you, Naruto, Kiba says. Good luck with that one. There's no more council left. Since the Uchihas are dead, you can't do anything. You have no one to report to, and Hiruzen is on my side once I tell him what you said to me, dog boy, Naruto says. I swear, I'll do your sister in front of you, you stupid bastard, and I'll show you her true colors as my whore, Kiba says. Before Naruto used Will-O-Wisp, burning Kiba repeatedly every 5 minutes. Kiba's body gave up and then he fainted as the burn stopped happening after that. Naruto, that's enough. Kiba, you have detention for what you said. Sakura, Ino, and Hinata, for distracting the class, you too will also have detention. And Naruto, unfortunately, you'll be suspended for 2 days for hurting a student, even though he did provoke you. You must learn you can't attack a fellow clan heir, even though you are a clan heir. Kiba laughs at Naruto as Naruto comes in, fire punching Akamaru, sending him flying as Kiba yells, I hope your stupid pet dies from that, Naruto says, as the bell rings and both Mito and Naruto head towards Naruto's house. On the way, Mito sees the glares that the village is giving them. I'm sorry for how the village treats you. It's all Jiraiya's fault, that liar. I hate him. All he does is force us to train, Mito says. Naruto then hugs her. Only a few more years, and then when you're Shinobi, you can finally move into our clan estate. Naruto says, plus I don't really care about the villagers, I only care about 2 people. As he looked at Mito and then Naruto blushes thinking about Yariko. Oh, my big brother got a crush. Who is she? Mito says as Naruto runs into his house and shuts the door, not wanting to be teased. As soon as he enters, his head is banged against something soft. Naruto looks up and blushes. Yariko-chan, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking where I was going, Naruto says. My darling put his head between my breasts, Yariko says, celebrating silently as she recomposed herself. Don't worry, my darling, it wasn't your fault. I was waiting for you anyway, so you were gonna hit my chest either way, Yariko says. Wait, were you waiting at the door the whole day? Naruto asks. She nodded in response. Why? You know you could watch TV or do something in the meanwhile I was gone, Naruto says. Well, yes, but I didn't want to miss greeting you. What kind of wife would I be if I didn't greet you as soon as you came? Yariko says. Naruto cups her cheeks and kisses her forehead, and then hugs her, making her blush, as Naruto kissed her in the mouth, using tongues and everything. Yariko-chan, I want you to enjoy yourself. Watch TV, train, and just have fun, Naruto says as she nodded. We now skip to the Nail Academy. Naruto and Mito were sitting on a row by themselves as nobody liked them. Hyuga then comes in. Hello student, we have a new student coming in. Introduce yourself, he says as Yariko walks in. All the boys fell off the chairs apart from Naruto, as they were all mesmerized by her. Both Sasuke and Mema were drooling like dogs, as well as Kiba as they spat out their drinks. Every girl was jealous apart from Mito, who was quite humble. The sluts, aka Hinata, Ino, Sakura, were jealous as they saw their crushes spit their drinks at her beauty. Yariko felt disgusted seeing Mema, Sasuke, and Kiba and the rest of the boys staring at her. They were all ugly, unlike Naruto. The others were all scrawny and ugly. Naruto was cute, handsome, and sexy, in her opinion. No homo. And then they relied on their family names for everything. Naruto was shocked that his girlfriend had come to his class. Yariko walked towards Naruto, but since the class bitches, aka Sasuke, Kiba, and that loser Mema were there in the way of her getting towards her Naruto, they thought that she was coming to them. They quickly pushed the person next to them out of the way, out of the chair, aka Hinata, Sakura, and Ino were pushed, but was shocked, angry, and humiliated when Yariko walked past them, giving them the most disgusted look that they have ever seen. They then saw her walk towards Naruto, and then kissed Naruto and then hugged Naruto. How do you know Yariko? The three asked. And why should he tell you anything? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this straight up. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze is Yariko Susuki's boyfriend and darling. So that's all you need to know. I don't care if that loser Sanin chose to train you, Mema, or if you need help reviving your clan, your evil clan, Sasuke, and if you're the self-proclaimed alpha, Kiba, Yariko says. To me, you're yes, the Toad Sanin's bitch, Itachi's bitch, and a son of a bitch. That's what I think you are, Yariko says. And also, to anyone who hurts my darling Naruto, be prepared to die, Yariko says as she unleashes her killing intent, making both of the Kramas feel fair, as well as the whole class. You spoiled bitches best never look at me again. You all are downright revolting, she says, as she hugs Naruto. We now skip to the end of Academy. During these years, the teachers have gone missing. More civilians have turned up dead, and people tried to blame Naruto, but when they found out that during these attacks Naruto was Hiruzen or sleeping or being watched, they gave up because someone always had an alibi, so they couldn't say it was him. Naruto had been at the top of the year with Yariko and Mito as close seconds. Naruto was a true prodigy with lots and lots of different moves, while Sasuke, Kiba, and Mema were failures who were at the bottom of the class. Naruto and Yariko had left the academy to train by themselves after learning that some rich civilians had paid off the teachers to try and sabotage them. Naruto had gotten more control over Arceus' plates, being able to use high tier attacks. He had also managed to gain at least 2 or 3 tails of the 9 tails power, but Arceus equivalent to it. He could also use high tier attacks of the base elements. So for example, a fire type, he could use moves like Blast Burn without having to recharge. He hasn't unlocked any new plates yet, but he had mastered the 5 basic plates and have gotten control over the psychic and normal plate, some control. He hasn't mastered that one yet though. Everyone had passed. But the highest were Naruto and Yariko, who got Rookie and Kunichi of the year, with Mito coming close second to Yariko. Mizuki had angered Yariko by trying to poison Naruto by giving him a drink, but Yariko channeled the chakra washing away the poison. Naruto had graduated using the Shadow-kun, substitution and henge. This made the whole village angry, especially since Yariko the prodigy was always with him. We now see Naruto coming out of Ichiraku Ramen and had dropped his wallet somewhere. "Hey Yariko-chan, I dropped my wallet, can you find it?" Naruto says. "Sure darling," Yariko says as she unlocked her Bakugan and spots it and points towards it. "There it is darling." "Thanks Yariko-chan." Unknown to them, the Hyuga bitch, also known as Hinata, was watching this and told her father, Hisashi Hyuga. Hisashi was now trying to force Hiruzen to make the Bakugan prodigy Yariko, who isn't using the name Hyuga, move in with them. Hiruzen declines, saying it's her choice. Hisashi then sends a branch clan member to get Yariko to live with them. They both see her and Naruto walking to the alleyway as they both follow them and block both of the paths. "Lady Yariko, you must come and live with us," Ko Hyuga said. "No, I'm happy with my darling Naruto," Yariko says, as Ko grabs and puts his hands on her breast and then starts molesting her. "Listen here, you stupid little whore, come with us or I will use your body for my own entertainment before I give you to the elders so they can enjoy you as well," Ko says, as he started to touch her more and more. Naruto got angry as all the arceus plates appeared around him. A golden glow appeared around him that was similar to that of a Super Saiyan. You know, when Goku went Super Saiyan, you know how they showed that energy, the golden aura around him? That's what it was like. "Get him, Naruto, he touched your mate, kill him," Arceus yelled, demanding that this bastard be put down for touching Naruto's mate, his Jinchuriki's mate, sending as much power as he can that Naruto can handle to Naruto. Naruto uses extreme speed to get in front of Ko, ripping him off her, snapping his arms off. Ko felt fear. This power was 100 times more powerful than the Nine-Tails and 100 times more deadly. Demon, you don't want to do this," Ko says. "You dare touch my Yariko-chan, threaten to rape her, and then think that you'll live," Naruto yells, as Naruto uses his sidekick to bring the other Hyugas that were near towards Ko. "Face my judgment," Naruto yells, as the golden fiery energy blast appears from Naruto's head, and then he blasts it towards the Hyugas, blowing them up. "How dare this bastard touch my Yariko-chan," Naruto says. How dare that bastard touch me? Only my darling gets to touch me. They will pay," Yariko says to herself. Yariko then felt someone hug her as she saw it was Naruto. "You must be really scared," Naruto says, as she decided to play off as she was scared to get more hugs from Naruto. As she nodded, "Here, I'll take you to our house," Naruto says as he picks her up bridal style, making her blush, and then starts using his remaining arceus power that he had left to fly towards the home. When they arrived, it was 9 PM, because Naruto had taken them out sightseeing while flying because Yariko wanted to ease Yariko. As Naruto fell asleep, Yariko was pretending to. It was now 11 PM. "The stupid Hyugas touched me. How dare they touch me? Only Naruto is allowed to touch me. No one can touch me. I'll kill them. I must kill them," Yariko says. Yariko then puts on her gear as she goes towards the Hyuga district. She uses her chakra words to simultaneously take out all the guards. She then runs in, killing the guards on the way. She then uses her Bakugan to see where the sleeping Hyugas were, and then use the wood style to make a wooden spear erupt through the sleeping Hyugas, killing them. She then rushes towards the Hyuga council using wood style to bind them. "What is the meaning of this?" and Hyuga elder yelled. "Who's there? Show yourself," Hisashi says as Yariko steps forward. "So you're the bastard that sent those molesters after me to touch me in front of my darling Naruto. Well, this is the last mistake you ever made," Yariko says. "Guards," they yelled. "Someone help," another said. "They're not coming. They're all dead. Your whole clan's dead. Only Hinata isn't dead. But she's gonna have the worst of you lot, Hisashi. Since you sent your minions to touch me up, I'm gonna make sure that Hinata is used as breeding stock to breed the Hyugas once again. She'll be forced to restore her clan," Yariko says, laughing. "Listen, you don't want to do this. Just let us go and nobody will hear of this," Hisashi says. "Sorry, but that's not an option. Your clan member touched me in front of my darling. Now you must all pay," Yariko says. "Who cares about a demon? We're Hyugas, we're elites," the elder yells, before a chakra rod pierces him. "How could you?" Hisashi says, but is pierced by another chakra rod as well as the other Hyugas were pierced. "Now there's just one more person I need to deal with before I go home and snuggle up with my Naruto," she says. Yariko appears in the Forest of Death using her speed, where she sensed Mizuki, who had knocked out Kiba and Iruka. "Hey there, Mizuki-sensei," Yariko says, making Mizuki jumped. Yaku-chan, I wasn't expecting you. I was just taking out these traitors. He lied. Oh, that's good, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to kill you for trying to poison my Naruto. As she says that, the wood pillars erupted surrounding him, binding him towards the wood. Her eyes then turned to the Tensei gun. Amaterasu, she says, as he screamed the whole night and died. This will be the perfect distraction. People think that the Hyuga clan massacre will happen by Itachi because Amaterasu was used on Mizuki. But guys, that's all for today. Peace.